China tightens internet controls with a new centralized form of virtual ID. A man used his laptop outside the coffee shop in Shanghai, China in March 2022. Hong Kong CNN. China has mastered the craft of policing the internet, operating one of the world's most extensive online censorship and surveillance regimes. With mandatory identity checks on every online platform, it has become almost impossible for users to stay anonymous. But this rigidly moderated online environment is about to face even stricter control of the introduction of the state-issued National Internet ID. Instead of requiring individuals to submit their personal information for identity checks separately on each platform, the government now seeks to centralize the process by issuing a virtual ID that will allow users to sign in across the different social media apps and websites. The rules for the new system, currently voluntary, were released in late May and will be implemented in mid-July. It aims to protect citizens' identity information and support the healthy and orderly development of the digital economy, according to the published rules. Experts, however, have raised concerns that the new policy will further erode already limited freedom of the expression by forcing internet users to relinquish even more control to the state. Since Chinese leader Xi Jinping took power in 2012, the country has further tightened its grip on the digital space through the army of censors. Deployed around the clock, they remove posts, suspend accounts, and help authorities identify critics, questioning any sign of dissent before it can gain traction. The finalized rules were announced after the proposal that was opened for public comment last summer, a typical step in China's legislative process. During the course of the public consultation over the past year, the proposal faced backlash from law professors, human rights experts, and some internet users. Yet the finalized rules remained largely similar to the draft. This is the state lead on a unified identity system capable of real-time monitoring and blocking of users, said Xiao Qing, a research scientist studying internet freedom at the University of California, Berkeley. It can directly erase the voices it doesn't like from the internet, so it's more than just a surveillance tool. It is the infrastructure of digital totalitarianism. Control of China's vast portion of the global internet has largely been delegated to the decentralized range of different groups, with authorities relying partially on the social media platforms themselves to identify comment deemed problematic. Xiao warned that the centralized system using the Internet ID could make it much easier for the government to wipe out the user's presence across multiple platforms at once. Shine Yi, a researcher at China Human Rights Defenders, an advocacy group, echoed Xiao's worries. The system gives the Chinese government expanded power to do what they want when they see fit on the internet, as authorities are able to track users' entire digital trail from point zero, she said. The portal shows the page of the app for registering for the National Internet ID. At home, Chinese state-run media has called it the Internet ID a bulletproof vest for personal information and touted the system as being able to greatly reduce the risk of the personal data leaks. Already, more than 6 million people have registered for the ID, according to Chinese state-run media Xinhua last month, out of the total estimated online population of more than 1 billion. A cyber security officer from the Ministry of Public Security told Xinhua that the Internet ID service was strictly voluntary, but the government encourages various industries and sectors to integrate with it. Its goals is to provide individuals with a secure, convenient, authoritative, and efficient means of identity verification in support of the development of the digital economy. The person was quoted as saying, but experts have also questioned how voluntary the system truly is and highlighting the risk of the potential data breaches as personal information is now being collected in the centralized manner. Hao Chen Sun, a law professor at the University of Hong Kong, said that although the law presents the system as voluntary, it could gradually evolve into a system which users may struggle not to opt into. If the government wanted to promote this Internet ID verification system, it can do so through various arrangements, essentially by encouraging people to adopt it, offering more conveniences in return, he said. Sun also raised concerns about the increased risk of data leak. Centralized national nationwide platform inherently creates a single point of vulnerability, making it an attractive target for hackers or hostile foreign actors, he said. Government data breaches have occurred around the world. One notable instance in China involved a police database containing the personal information of 1 billion citizens being leaked online in 2022. Criticism silenced. Although the new rules won't take effect until mid-July, hundreds of apps started trailing the Internet ID since last year. The system was born out of the proposal by the police official earlier last year, Jia Xiaoliang, a cyber police deputy director in northeastern China, who is also a delegate to China's rubber stamp restorator. National People's Congress first proposed the system during the Congress's annual meeting in March 2024. As soon as the government began soliciting public comment on the proposal last July, experts and legal scholars voiced opposition. Lao Dongyan, a prominent law professor at Tsinghua University, compared the system to installing a surveillance device in every individual's online activity in the post on Weibo, on X like a Chinese social media platform. The post was removed soon after, and her account was subsequently suspended from posting from 3 months for violating relevant rules. In late May, when the finalized rules were unveiled after a year, almost no criticism could be found online. Xiao explained that it is not the first time authorities have spaced out the time between the proposal and its implementation to allow critics to blow off steam, each done deliberately. Many of those measures follow the same pattern and they've proven effective, he said.